What's up, everyone? Welcome to Bill Bronze and Dragons. I'm your host, Bill Bron Bafflestone. Today I wanted to do a short video about the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which I know I'm a little late to the party. The movie came out like 6 weeks ago, but I wasn't planning on making a video about it, and it turns out that I've actually referenced this movie multiple times since the movie has come out in my philosophical and cultural and social discussions. And I did it just again today. And I thought, man, this is going to be a thing, right? I should probably make a video about this because, I haven't heard anybody else say this about the movie. So before I do talk about the movie, though, I wanted to address the fact that I haven't made a video in a minute because some people have voiced concern, which I find quite touching. And so I just wanted to explain that the reason I haven't is because I've had to come to terms with the fact that this venture has pretty much failed as a money-making vehicle. And, it's been a couple of years and over 200 videos, and I haven't blown up to the point where I'm making money. And in fact, I've had to go back to work, and so now I have much less time on my hands. Plus, I still have kids and a life and all of that. So I can't make this my main focus and do this full time and create videos on the reg. But I'm not throwing this platform away. It's still something that I love, Dungeons & Dragons, and there are things I want to say about it. I plan to make videos like remaking my 7 Tactical Aspects of Combat series, which were my first 7 videos, and so consequently were not made very well. And so I think those were probably my most important contribution to the D&D community, so I wanted to redo those and make them better and put them in front of more eyes. Plus, I wanted to do a retrospective of my Mulbron Dowlock Stone build that I made a storytelling series about and documented his adventures during Tier 1, Tier 2, and early Tier 3. But that wasn't a very popular series, so I stopped. But I still played the character, who's 18th level now, and he's close to retirement, and it's just been such a fun ride, and it's been so cool to see the evolution of the character combat-wise and RP-wise from Tier 1 when he was super weak and operating entirely through his familiar and through the various tiers and how he progressed, etc. And because I'm playing at high level, there are deep dives that I want to do on high level spells and abilities like Wish and True Polymorph and stuff, so I'll make those videos. And I also want to make videos about more general piloting and general tactics and such that I think can help players as opposed to just knocking out optimized builds. Although I still want to do builds. The simple builds aren't too hard and they're fun to make. So I still plan on making D&D content, just not in a regular way where I hope to make money off of it. So that said, let's talk about the Dungeons & Dragons movie. I first want to say that I am not at all an expert on movies. I don't watch too many movies. And so this is a completely uninformed, uneducated, and largely ignorant opinion. But I am a philosopher, and I am a critic of our society, our culture, our people, myself, and I'm sensitive to the general messages imparted by various, aspects of our media. And the philosophical message in the Dungeons & Dragons movie had such an impact on me, I practically fell out of my chair when I saw it, especially since I had noticed the setup for this payoff, and I thought it was clunky and didn't make much sense, and so I was critical of it all the way through. And then as soon as I saw where they were going with this, I immediately forgave them because it's such a powerful and important message. As far as like the other stuff about the movie itself, I don't know. It was okay. I thought, it wasn't amazing. I liked the cinematography. I thought the sets and the backgrounds and stuff were pretty amazing. There was a volcano scene that I thought was really gorgeous and really stuck with me. So I thought things looked really great. I thought the magic effects looked really cool. I thought the characters were better than I expected. They had stories and arcs and motivations and personalities, and I liked that. I especially liked the paladin, who, based on the trailers, I didn't think I was going to like, but I just really liked how he was portrayed. We've all been there with that sort of paladin, right? And that was really cool. The acting was okay for the most part. There was a few wooden actors in there. I won't mention them or identify them, but decent acting. So it was okay. The story I felt was a little weak. I remember like the first 5 minutes were flashbacks or something, and I was like, "Oh my god, guys, are you really gonna do this?" It's like, show, don't tell, please. Uh, and so I think that was the big weakness. I didn't think this story was all that compelling, and so I think that's probably why the movie didn't do so well. And I wish it had done better, because my understanding was that the idea was to kind of create like a multimedia universe where it's just it's movies and TV shows and video games and Dungeons and Dragons. And that would have been amazing for the game, right? It still might happen, I don't know. But I don't think the movie made any money, so probably not. I don't know. But okay, all that aside, that ignorant, uninformed opinion stuff. The message that had such a strong impact on me and makes me want to watch it again with my kids and to probably show it to my grandkids 20 years from now or 30 years from now was the following. You have to accept accountability before you're eligible for forgiveness. You have to accept accountability for your fuck-ups before you're eligible for forgiveness. I think that is an amazing message for anyone who is trying to mature out of childhood and into adulthood and become a responsible human being, a good human being, a moral, just, kind, actualized human being. You gotta figure out that you need to own your fuck-ups, and you need to accept accountability before you are eligible for forgiveness. And I don't think this message is very common. I don't recall ever seeing it, not seeing it in decades in movies or other forms of media. And I certainly don't see it in society. I deal with people all the time in my job and just being out in the world. And it seems to me like not too many people get that. Like when people fuck up, it seems to me that the typical response is to get offended that it was pointed out that you fucked up, or get offended with the quote-unquote tone of voice of the person that you wronged, or basically their justified anger or displeasure at your fuck up. They seem to get offended by that, and then they take the perspective of, well, we both made mistakes, why are you such an asshole? Instead of, damn, I fucked up, that was terrible of me, how can I make this right? It will never happen again, please forgive me. That's how a mature person does it, right? I actually remember I was working New Year's Eve, and it was a great night, and at the end of it, I swear to God, I thought we were done. I looked around, there's like nobody on the floor, the restaurant is done, and I was like doing my paperwork, so I just sat down at this table, and it hadn't been cleared, because at the end of the night, you don't always like clear and reset tables immediately. And I just happened to grab these like chocolates and pop them in my mouth. I had not eaten all day long because I was on this intermittent fasting thing, and I just couldn't resist. I didn't even really think about it. I just popped these little chocolates in my mouth. And then it turns out that they hadn't left. They were like in the bathroom or like taking pictures somewhere, because there's amazing views at my restaurant. And the dude had already apparently had a bad experience, and the waiter, who was actually like the head waiter who was dealing with him, was having a bad experience. And this didn't help when I came and ate the dude's chocolates, and he flipped out, and the waiter captain drew me into the back and was like literally yelling at me and saying really insulting, disgusting things. And I took it because, you know what, I fucked up, man. I was mortified, and I did everything I could to make that situation right. And I did not care one bit that he was yelling at me or the things that he was saying to me, because I brought it on myself, man. And that's just, it's life. You mess up sometimes. How you respond to it says a lot about you and your maturity level. And yeah, like I said, most people don't do that. Most people are just like, hey, how dare you speak to me that way? Why are you such an asshole? Cry, I'm the victim. And they don't take accountability. So even though it was a little bit of a clunky setup, I really, really enjoyed the payoff of that message. I'm going to be showing it to my grandkids one day. What do you guys think? Did you notice that message? Did it matter to you? Did it impact you like it did me? And what did you think of the rest of the movie? I don't know. Was it good? I thought it could have been better. But let me know in the comments. And regardless, thank you so much for watching. This has been Build Bronze and Dragons. I'm your host, Bill Bron Bafflestone. See you next time.